Welcome back to Arizona Daily Mix. Okay, we know what they say about first impressions, and you know what? A handshake is crucial to that first impression. Joining me now to talk more about that is Denise Dudley. She is the author of Work It, Get In, Get Noticed, Get Promoted. We love that. Welcome to Arizona Daily Mix.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So let's talk about the fact that we need to avoid the awkward handshake, and the handshake that we need to do is one that is like a pro but says a whole lot about our personality. What is a good handshake? How would you describe it?
A good handshake, there are several components to it, and it's very, very important that we develop a good handshake because it's the most important component of a first impression that we make with other people. We know that there's a 1 second first impression.
Right.
That's not what the handshake is about, but there's also about a 10 to 15 second first impression that we make with everyone we meet. And it's not optional to not make a first impression. We always make one.
Absolutely. So it's crucial.
It's crucial. It's that 15-second first impression, and a handshake is communicating all sorts of things about you. First of all, because it's going to be three different things. It's going to be tactile, I'm going to be touching you. It's going to be visual, you're looking at me. And it's going to be auditory, it's sound, because I'm going to be introducing myself. So this is a really important way to make ourselves known in an assertive and powerful way.
So it says a lot about our confidence or lack of.
You bet.
Let's talk about what is considered a not so good handshake.
So there are several of them. Should we start demoing here?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about good and bad all at once.
Okay.
First of all, to make a really good handshake, it's preferable if you're standing. Now,
Okay.
if you can't stand because
Well,
you're physically unable,
should we stand?
Yeah, let's stand. Should we
Okay.
do that? Okay. Let's stand across from each other.
Okay.
So we should be standing. The reason for this is that it's not just polite to be standing, but it puts you in the right position to execute a really good handshake if I'm standing. So if I'm standing, I want to square off to you, and I want my shoulders to be at basically a squared angle to you. If I'm meeting multiple people, that's important, because if I'm meeting a group of people, it's better that I actually face each person I'm meeting rather than sort of doing the turnaround, twist around thing. Because
Okay.
again, I want to be in the right position.
Okay.
So the first thing I want to do is I want to try to aim my right hand at your right hand.
Okay.
And I want my thumb to be up and open, but I don't want it to point so far up to the ceiling or
So that it looks
weird.
stiff.
Yeah, it looks weird,
Okay.
yeah.
So
I
it's
wanna-
relaxed.
Yeah, it's relaxed. And I want to aim my thumb at your shoulder and my hand at your hand.
Okay.
I'm going to come in like this, and I want to make sure that I don't stop coming in until our webs touch. Now the web, of course, is this thing right here
Okay.
between your thumb and your index
Now,
finger.
normally, if I was going to shake your hand for the first time, which I did, by the way, a short
Yes,
time ago, I would do a little bit of a movement. But I
Absolutely.
have known people to do this and just hold it there.
Yes. just
Which is
grabbing it.
preferred?
It is to do the movement. So we
Okay.
come in, we wrap our hands around each other, firmly but gently. And I always like to warn people that if you're wearing rings on your right hand, either person is wearing rings on their right hand, you want to loosen the grip a little bit. Firm but gentle.
Okay.
And then we do a pump. We call it the pump.
Okay.
And a pump, because psychologists know all this, the average is 1 to 3 pumps. And 3 is about the norm in this area of the world.
Okay.
So we want to do 3 pumps. And the pump thing is important because we want to make sure the pump originates from the elbow only, and not, first of all, from the wrist, because if I'm doing that, that feels kind of
Okay.
awkward. And we also don't want to pump from the shoulder, because if I
So-
pump from the shoulder, I'm throwing you off.
So I'm going to try to make this as natural as possible.
Yes.
So I would shake like this.
Exactly. Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Like
I
that.
normally do, so this is considered the pump.
Exactly.
I would normally do 2.
2 is perfect.
It's not
fine.
bad.
2 to 3.
Okay.
I think 1 is a little quick. So if we talk about things that are not good about a handshake, one of them would be this handshake. I shake you and I go away so fast. It feels like I couldn't
okay.
I wanted to get away from you.
Yes, yes.
So we want to stay there long enough that we feel connected to one another.
Right.
So 1 to 3 is about right. 2 is great. 2 is just fine.
Okay, sometimes I like to say, I do it, and then I say, so nice to meet you,
Perfect.
looking in the eye.
Perfect, because you're just leading me here. There are really 3 things that have to happen in a good handshake. The hand is really only one part of it. The next thing is that it's absolutely essential that I look you in the eyes, that I don't look anywhere but right at you. And we're going to also notice when people are meeting multiple people, a mistake people can make, especially people who are in a hurry, politicians, is I start to shake your hand, but I'm already looking at the next person.
Oh,
I shake this
yes.
hand, I look at the next
Yes.
person. We haven't really made contact then. So we want to make sure that we're looking each other in the eyes, and then that we are smiling.
Well, I
Smiling is
love
important.
all these tips, and unfortunately, we're out of time.
That's all right.
But I do want to let people know where they can find you. It's DeniseMDudley.com.
That's
Your
right.
book, again, is called Work It, and we should mention that if anybody forgets that, you can go to our website, AZTV.com. So wonderful to have you here.
A pleasure.
Thank you. And
I
I'm
had a
going to
great
shake
time.
your hand.
I love it. You're great.
We'll be right back.
Thanks so much.